Additional rounds of strong to severe thunderstorms targeting the Bluegrass State. We will line up the next round for you in just a moment.
Multiple lightning strikes during a round of storms Wednesday, the Jessamine County Courthouse being one of them. Why it was called a sobering experience.
And more than 400,000 Kentuckians could lose their health insurance if Medicaid officials don't approve the governor's plans to overhaul Medicaid. We're taking a look at his proposal.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Welcome to WKYT News at 4. Amber Philpott and Andrea Walker reporting. We have seen strong and severe storms rolling through the Bluegrass again today.
Some of those storms are producing strong winds, heavy rain, and even lightning. This is a live look at downtown Lexington, and we are expected to get another shot of severe weather later this afternoon. These rounds of storms are keeping us under a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. Let's check in with Chris Bailey.
Yeah, those storms coming at us northwest to southeast yet again today. We're going to catch a little break over the next several hours. Then we'll fire up that next round late tonight and then another round as we go into the day tomorrow. Defender Radar Network right now, what is left over of those big showers and thunderstorms from a little earlier. Just some light rains here into southeastern Kentucky. Maybe a sprinkle or two out there this evening into central and northern parts of the area. But overall, we are in for a fairly calm next several hours into most of our part of the world. Now we go back to the west and the northwest. Thunderstorms beginning to crank here across parts of Illinois, into Iowa, and into parts of Wisconsin. That is the area we're going to monitor for a big complex of thunderstorms that's going to fire up here and dive toward the southeast as we go into late evening and through the overnight hours. And this corridor may be in line for some significant winds coming up late this evening and through the wee hours of tomorrow morning. Exactly where does that complex of thunderstorms track? Chances are worst of it will be just to our north, but I say the worst of it. Doesn't mean we can't get some severe thunderstorms across central and eastern Kentucky. The enhanced risk into parts of northern and northeastern sections of the area. Most areas, though, at least running the risk for damaging winds and hail later tonight. Then again tomorrow. We'll focus on all of these rounds when I come back in 15 minutes.
Chris, we will see you then. Thank you. This morning, storms produced a lot of lightning. A bolt struck the Jessamine County Courthouse roof just below the clock.
The building didn't catch fire, but the lightning did break a window and knocked out the courthouse computers. It's our top story at 4.
Many inside the Jessamine County Courthouse saying their ears were ringing when lightning reportedly struck the south end of the courthouse roof.
It just sounded like a big explosion. And then the fire alarm started going off in the building. We've managed to shut most of those off after we've determined that there's no fire.
According to the Nicholasville Fire Department Battalion Chief, lightning struck the roof on the south end of the courthouse just below the clock. The strike set off alarms inside the building. Fire crews arrived to make sure the historic building hadn't caught fire.
So we were looking to make sure that this old historic building was not on fire. There's a lot of void areas and areas where fire could grow without anybody seeing it necessarily. So we were checking out the whole building. It's a larger building, and so out of concern for that, we put a lot of people on it.
There's no visible damage to the courthouse roof, but they did find damage to a window. Everyone inside just saying they're thankful everyone is okay. In Jessamine County, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
Nearby businesses were also impacted. Some lost power this afternoon. 4 people were injured when lightning hit a Madison County building. It happened just before noon at the Cabinet for Health and Family Services. The lightning strike shocked 4 people who were on their computers at the time. They are expected to be okay. The bolt also caused the building's computer server to crash, which caused employees to be sent home early. Investigators are continuing to look for clues in a deadly hit and run.
10-year-old Stanley Turner died after a car hit him on Rock Lick Creek Road in Pulaski County Monday night. Police want to find a red 4-door car driven by a woman seen in the area around the same time. They spent all day yesterday canvassing the area trying to get information. Coming up, you'll hear the 911 call from a passerby who drove up on the scene on WKYT News at 6. Hundreds of thousands of Kentuckians could lose their health insurance. Today, Governor Matt Bevin announced he submitted a waiver to change how Medicaid works in Kentucky. Under the plan, people would have to pay a monthly premium and would lose their vision and dental benefits. People could earn those vision and dental benefits back through a rewards program. If the waiver isn't approved, Medicaid will no longer cover more than 400,000 people.
I know they could do this. I know that we're asking for nothing that has not been done in other instances. I know there is no good reason not to do it, and so I am confident.
A 30-day comment period starts today before the waiver is sent to Medicaid officials. If approved, Bevin thinks the program will start statewide on September 30th.
There's more legal drama between the Attorney General and the governor. Today, Attorney General Andy Beshear said he'll take legal action against Governor Bevin's actions dissolving the boards of trustees for the Kentucky Retirement Systems and University of Louisville. The governor said he had, quote, absolute authority to dissolve the boards. Beshear said the governor's actions threaten our very liberty.
These moves eviscerate every check and balance on these boards and effectively makes the governor the head of U of L and KRS. And if left to stand, they would raise a whole host of conflict issues.
The governor's spokesperson said Beshear was putting on a courtroom circus act and that the governor was on solid legal ground. In fact, she said Beshear's own father relied on the exact same statutory authority to reorganize similar organizations in state government more than 100 times in 8 years. A popular Chinese restaurant, Red Bang Bang, near the UK campus has been temporarily shut down by the health department. Today, the Fayette County Health Department said one of their inspectors found evidence of mice in the restaurant on West Maxwell. This comes after a Facebook post went viral claiming someone found a dead mouse in their food. Restaurant managers say the customer claimed to have found the mouse after placing an order and leaving the store. They say that customer is now asking for $25,000. You're going to hear from the health department on WKYT News at 6.
Today marks 3 years since a Madison County teenager disappeared. There's been no sign of Brooklyn Farthing since a party at a home in Berea back in 2013. Kentucky State Police say this is still considered a missing person case. They followed up on multiple tips, but so far none have led them to Brooklyn.
We're not looking for rumors. We're looking for somebody that can actually come forward and lay it out for us. Somebody knows what's going on, and we would like to be able to answer those questions and provide that information to the family.
Coming up on WKYT News at 5 o'clock, you'll hear from Brooklyn's sister, who says her family is still desperate for closure after all this time. 2 Wildcats are in the Big Apple for the NBA draft.
Jamal Murray and Skal Labissiere will be a part of the big draft tomorrow night. Our Lee K. Howard is in New York, where he caught up with Murray.
2 Wildcats are here in New York for the NBA draft. As many as 4 could hear their names called on Thursday night. Jamal Murray will likely be the first Wildcat selected as a top 10 pick. And that's impressive, especially when you consider where he came from. He had to reclassify to even come to Kentucky early, and now at the age of 19, he's headed to the NBA. He says he's made the right decisions all along the way.
This was a good decision. It was the right time for me to leave high school and then go to Kentucky, and Kentucky was a great choice of school, so I think it all planned out, all worked out the way I wanted it to, and now I'm just enjoying the process.
It's been a long journey just to get here, and so we just appreciate the moment, basically, and making sure that Jamal is, enjoying the process also.
If you look at some of the mock drafts and the draft projections, they have Jamal Murray going anywhere from pick 3 to Boston all the way to pick 9 or 10. One thing's for certain, he can expect to spend just a short amount of time in the green room. Here in Midtown Manhattan, Lee K. Howard, WKYT.
Lee K., thank you. New drone regulations have been finalized when they take effect coming up in Money Watch. And e-book lovers, check your Amazon account. There could be a credit waiting for you.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
You may start to see some more drones flying through the sky. That begins today's Money Watch.
The FAA has released new rules for commercial drone use. It's expecting the industry to fully emerge in August, but there are limits. Drone operators can't fly at night, and they can't fly over anyone not involved in their business operations. The drones also can't travel faster than 100 miles per hour. Some companies are planning to use drones for dangerous jobs like inspecting towers and antennas. Those companies are hoping to reduce the number of yearly worker accidents and deaths.
Have you ever felt like your Starbucks cup wasn't filled quite to the top? Well, 2 Californians did, and they're suing Starbucks because of it. A federal judge said he will let most of the lawsuit against Starbucks move forward. Consumerist reports the judge rejected Starbucks' motion to dismiss the lawsuit. The suit states that Starbucks intentionally leaves out 25% of the drink. The judge says the customers suing may seek damages against Starbucks for fraud and false advertising.
Just in time for those summer reading wish list, electronic book readers are getting a credit to the tune of $400 million. The money is part of an antitrust lawsuit against the nation's largest publishing companies. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Apple are accused of participating in an alleged e-book price-fixing scheme. If you bought electronic books from any of those sellers between April of 2010 and May 21st of 2012, you're eligible for a refund.
Music superstar Taylor Swift is taking on YouTube over copyrights. Swift joins about 180 musicians and record labels, including U2 and Paul McCartney, to send a petition to Congress. They're asking lawmakers to amend the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. The artists say the law has allowed sites like YouTube to make profits from their easy access to music. The letter calls for sensible reform in the best interest of consumers. In a statement, YouTube claims it's paid more than $3 billion to the music industry.
I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at the Stride program in Winchester today, where they're preparing for a big fundraiser. We'll tell you more about it when we return here on WKYT.
And another round or two of some strong and severe thunderstorms on the way. I'm tracking the very latest from the northwest in just a moment. WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day continues as, well, we're kind of in between rounds of thunderstorms right now, and things are fairly calm over the next several hours. So let's go about those evening plans without a whole lot of worry, at least in the short term. Right now, Lexington, after another soaker of a morning here into central and eastern Kentucky. Lexington at the station, we picked up almost an inch, a little over an inch at my house. 81 degrees right now. Humidity is up there, so it feels certainly warmer than that 81. Take you back to earlier today when those thunderstorm clusters were working their way across the area. This from very early this morning. Look at all the lightning in there. That's zipping through here. I meant to have that a shorter time range. I'll get back to that one coming up a little later. But at one point today in Lexington, you were getting between 2,000 and 3,000 lightning strikes every 15 minutes, which was absolutely crazy. Defender radar network right now, much better looking than what we had a little earlier today. Southeastern Kentucky, significant flooding late last night and again this morning, at least some isolated pockets of flooding today, but had some bridges washed out last night into parts of Leslie County, some homes flooded into Harlan County. Lexington Bluegrass region, a lot of clouds out there, maybe a sprinkle or two. I'm watching the Chicagoland area for thunderstorms that go up here that will try to work their way toward the southeast as we go into later tonight, following a warm front that literally has some just ridiculously hot air behind it. Western Kentucky, mid-80s. We're going to hit, or mid-90s, I should say. Tomorrow, with that warm front continuing to make a little progress to the north and northeast. That cool air last week we thought we may get in on. Well, we did for about 12 hours last night and this morning. It's just not strong enough to push all the way through. So that's why we're now getting that fight between the cool air and the hot air. The hot air is going to win the battle tomorrow. We're going to hit the 90s. That will fire up another round or two of some severe thunderstorms. Later this evening, that big complex of storms that may turn into a derecho, which is a long-lived damaging wind event from thunderstorms. Something similar to 2012, maybe not that extreme for the Ohio Valley toward sections of the Appalachian Mountains, but that's kind of the standard bearer now. That moderate risk area gets to the Covington, Cincinnati area and north. Enhanced risk into the northern half of Kentucky, then the slight risk goes all the way into southeastern parts of the area. Moral of the story, the farther north and northeast that you go tonight, the better the chance you have of getting in on some high winds. High winds tomorrow and into the afternoon and evening, to go along with some local flash flooding, continue to be the main threats that I see over the next roughly 24 to 30 hours from that wave coming in later tonight. Then again tomorrow. I think this is area-wide with the potential for a squall line of thunderstorms to develop across northern Kentucky and dropping toward the south. So that severe weather threat likely across much of the bluegrass state. Heavy rainfall, a ton of lightning is almost a given with the storms that we will likely see. Low 90s coming up tomorrow. We make our way into Friday. Everything continues to look better on Friday. Then look at that weekend. 90 to 95 degrees, a possibility with a threat for a thunderstorm or two on Sunday, and then we'll cool it down to normal as we go into early next week with more thunderstorms taking center stage. Officer Don taking center stage right now, he says, with a look at traffic, Don.
Hey, Chris, a couple of things. One is outbound Richmond Road. This was just past Patchen, a two-car collision that just happened a little bit ago, so it looks like maybe the right lane is going to be blocked there for just a few minutes. Inner and outer loops of Man of War from Richmond Road over to the Hamburg area look okay, just a slowdown approaching Colombo. Drive times this afternoon. We're okay in the Madison County on 75. Didn't see any problems on Paris Pike. Police are running radar near the Fayette-Bourbon County line. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Don. It's a program designed to make a difference in the lives of those they serve.
Complete with therapeutic, recreation, community activities, and more, Stride is helping those with disabilities daily. Deanne Stevens is out and about today with more. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at the Stride program in Winchester, Kentucky, where we're having a little bit of afternoon fun. Anybody fun? We having some fun here at Stride? Yeah. Turn around and say hello. All right, Fanny is with us. Fanny, what are some of the activities you guys do here at Stride?
We do basketball games and soccer, and we do swimming and
all kinds of activities, right? And you guys just participated in Special Olympics at EKU.
Yes.
I understand you may or may not have done excellent, my dear.
Yes.
She said, yes, I did, as did this guy here, Matthew. You're having some fun here at Stride. What kind of activities are your favorite here that you all participate in?
We do stuff like I like hanging out with friends and going to the movies.
Yeah, and you liked hanging out with the Special Olympics teams, too.
Yes, we did bocce ball, and we were second place, and these two right here were first.
Well, congratulations to everybody who participated in that. Here at Stride, a lot of different activities take place. What is Stride all about, Lauren Fraser?
So Stride is a program for adults with disabilities here in Winchester. So we have our day program here. We also compete in Special Olympics. It's basically just a place that we can all come together and hang out, have friends, and just work on different life skills too. Like here at our day program, we're working on math skills. I think I heard them doing some Spanish this morning.
They're doing some writing right now.
Yeah, so we're just working on having fun, having fun with friends.
This is a fantastic program for the many people who participate in this, but you guys need help with some funding, and that's why you're putting a great event together this weekend.
Yes, so Friday night we have our Stride Wild Game Dinner and Auction here in Winchester at Stock Farm. If you want some more information about it, you can go to our website, which is strideky.org, and that will send you right to our Facebook page, which we are updating hourly with all these new auction items that we have.
Yeah, some fantastic auction items coming up at 4:50. We're going to tell you more about all of those and more on the program here at Stride. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about in Winchester today. Back to you guys.
How are Americans doing on their diet? What a study has to say coming up in Better Living. And there's new research on treating menopause. That's ahead on WKYT News at 4.
Friday's Mega Millions jackpot is $363 million, and tonight's Powerball jackpot is $184 million.
Now it's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. A study of the U.S. diet shows some signs of improvement. Americans are eating more whole grains, nuts, and fish, and cutting back on sugary drinks. Research in the American Journal of Medical Association says 46% of adults still have poor diets, but that's 10% drop since 1999. More women are turning to alternative treatments for symptoms of menopause, and a new study finds they may be helpful. Researchers analyzed the benefits of plant-based therapies, including soy extracts and red clover. They found a modest reduction in the frequency of hot flashes, but no significant improvement in night sweats. A new study finds a gender gap when it comes to screening for heart disease. Researchers in Paris surveyed more than 50 general practitioners. They found doctors were less likely to question women about cardiovascular risk factors like smoking and cholesterol. Well, summer just started, and the advocacy group Kids and Cars says at least 15 children have already died this year after being found in hot vehicles. That's triple the number from this time last year. Edward Lawrence looks at how this new technology is reminding parents of their precious cargo.
8-month-old Rayleigh Mercer died earlier this month after being left in a hot car for 2 hours. Her father told police he forgot to drop the baby at daycare and went straight to work. These 5 small chimes could help prevent that from happening in the future. The GMC Acadia is the first vehicle to come equipped with the rear seat reminder.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
GM safety engineer Tricia Morrow's team came up with the system.
So they'll catch your attention, and then it'll say rear seat reminder, look in rear seat.
Right here.
Yep.
You activate this safety feature by simply opening the back door. Then the car believes something is in the back seat.
Whether it's your gym bag, a child, your lunch, we just wanted to make sure that you take a quick look back there.
There are also apps available that can remind parents a baby is in the back seat, and this car seat sends out an alert when the car arrives at its destination.
We're really pleased.
Sue Oriyama from Kids and Cars is glad to see an auto company integrate this technology into the vehicle. She says an average of 37 children die each year from heat stroke in a car.
We have always been pushing for a technology fix so that every car has this feature.
GM plans to introduce this technology in more models next year and eventually in all its cars. Edward Lawrence for CBS News, Queens, New York.
Experts say an easy way to prevent tragedy is to put your purse, wallet, or cell phone in the back seat next to the child so you don't forget them.